Hello, I am Jay Gardens, and this is my backyard. Jay Gardens here on this rainy day. We're going to take it inside, and you're going to learn step by step how to make competition level spicy pickles to win at your state fair. Let's do it. Here is everything you need for competition level spicy pickles. First, you want to have a smaller pot, preferably with a lip for your brine and easy pouring. A big pot for jar sterilization and a hot bath for sealing. I prefer one of these jar grabbers. It may save you from getting burnt. And here's our vegetables. They are freshly picked out of the garden about an hour ago. We've got our homegrown garlic. These are actually suyo long cucumbers. They're a Chinese cucumber and they're great for pickling. So for the peppers, we're going to do 1 pepper per jar. We've got the banana peppers, the chipotle peppers in the middle, and we've got mild jalapenos on the end. Now, the Tabasco we have to dry out from the previous year because they're late bloomers and they're not quite ready. And I also had to dry out the dill because they're early spring. So I had to line it all up that way. You also want 2 standard size 16-ounce pint jars. I prefer the ball mason. Here I like to use whole black peppers. Gives it a nice flavor. You want distilled white vinegar for pickling. And last but not least, the canning and pickling salt. And we've got a cup and a 1/4 cup for our brine. Let's get started. Step 1 is to sterilize the jars and lids. So we'll place both jars and lids in the boiling hot bath. I'll leave this about 5 minutes. And while I'm waiting, I'll start cutting the cucumbers. Starting with the cucumbers, you can choose to do whole cucumbers or you can cut them in slices. And in this demonstration, I'm cutting slices. So as you can see, I've cut about a 1/2 inch off of each end and then some undesirable portions on the end that may look bad, taste bad. So if you're a pickler like myself and you do several jars of spicy pickles and you do it year in and year out, you definitely want to invest in a mandolin. I highly recommend that. It will save you a lot of time and trouble. Now in this case, you can do crinkle cut or you can do straight cut. And in this demonstration, we're going to do straight cut. So let me get started. Both cucumbers are cut within seconds, thanks to our little friend. And I like to keep the thickness about a 1/4 inch thick. It allows the pickles to stay crunchier for longer periods of time. And you can adjust these settings on the mandolin. If you want it thinner, thicker, you adjust it to your desired cut. Since these are competition level spicy pickles, they not only judge on flavor and taste, they also judge on color, pack, and texture. So it's very important how you prep some of the items. For the peppers, I like to leave the stem on and cut a slit to release the flavor slowly. And for the garlic clove, I cut it into 8s, and 4 will go in each. And I've started the jars out with a little bit of peppercorn and a little bit of dill, all for the visual. When I start adding the vegetables, we'll do it in layers. We'll add a pepper at the bottom with some cucumbers and garlic, and go each layer to each layer and do the same thing, probably 4 layers. And I'll show you what the final product looks like. Now, as you can see, I got the cucumbers and all the vegetables packed in there pretty nice and neat. I did the layered approach as I discussed, but you really want to display your garlic and your dill and your hot peppers for the world to see. Because one of the competition jars will be for viewing and one will be for tasting. So you just want to give it a good, nice display effect so that you're showing all the ingredients you used. Peppers, the garlic, the dill, the cucumbers, and you will win this competition. So now it's time to make the brine. I start with 3 cups of water, 2 cups of vinegar, and in past years I've used a 1/4 cup of pickling salt, and I've thought it's been a little bit too salty recently, so I'm going 1/5 cup of pickling salt. And to take a little bit of the sting off of it, I'm going to add a tablespoon of sugar. Stir it in, bring it to a boil, and you're ready to pour. Now that we've got the brine poured into the pickle jars, you want to ensure you leave about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of headspace. Also have a heat reducing pad or towel to hold the jars. And you want to use a paper towel and blot any drips of the brine so that you get a perfect seal. Well, let's get it started. Now that we've got it sealed, it's bath time. So we're going to drop these 2 jars in the hot water bath for about 10 to 15 minutes, preferably 10. Make sure the tops are completely submerged in water. Let's get it started. And here's our finished product. Look at those beauties. After a 10-minute water bath, I pulled them out for them to cool, and in about anywhere between 15 minutes and an hour and a half, you'll hear the seal pop. And at that point, you can choose to store them in the refrigerator or leave them out in a cool, dry area, pantry or something. I choose to leave them out because the State Fair competition is in 60 days, and I think that that's the peak time of the best flavor for these pickles. Now, you can eat these in a week, a month, 2 months, 6 months. I've even eaten some a year out, and they're still just as good. Your choice. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you enjoy this recipe and win some competitions. Thank you.